Welcome back to Ocala Talks. I am your host, Tom Schmitz. Hey, it's live radio, folks. So in live radio situations, there are some technical difficulties sometimes. Matt Hartwig from USAA, not our technical issues. Another radio station he was scheduled to go on a little earlier than us had some technical difficulties. So he's doing that interview now. He will be with us at 9:35 to talk to us about how to protect our valuables. In the meantime, the show must go on. It is Ocala Talks, and here's a PSA from the Ocala Police Department that they want you to know about. 16-year-old boy shot twice Tuesday night, found by police in a parking lot near King's Food Mart on Southwest Martin Luther King Avenue. No arrests have been made as of today in that. Ocala police heard that there were people in an older model Ford Focus. The vehicle was not at the location when the officers arrived. During the past weekend, Ocala officers responded to at least 3 other shootings. It's unknown if any of the cases are related. Saturday, a man and woman told officers someone shot at them along Northeast 36th Avenue. Officers viewed cell phone footage shows shots being fired from a newer model silver Ford F-150 pickup truck. No one was hit, but 2 vehicles were struck by bullets. Sunday, shortly before 3 a.m., Lieutenant Vizzini, a watch commander, was stopped on Northwest 27th Avenue and West Silver Springs Boulevard when he saw 3 vehicles and heard several gunshots. The vehicles drove in different directions. Vizzini followed one to Northwest 27th Avenue and US 27. 2 men got out and were treated for gunshot wounds. Hours later, officers were called to a local hospital where a 28-year-old man said he'd been shot. It was an apparent accidental shooting. So a lot of shootings going on in the past week in the Ocala area. And the Ocala police say if you have any information about the cases, you can contact the Ocala PD at 369-7000. Or if you want to remain anonymous, you can go to Crime Stoppers. That's at 368-7867 or OcalaCrimeStoppers.com. So you have those 2 options. So if you have any information concerning any of these shootings, I mean, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, all within a 3-day period. One of them was accidental. The other ones were all shootings involving other people. If you have any information about these, please contact the Ocala Police Department, 369-7000. Call Crime Stoppers if you want to remain anonymous, 368-7867, or OcalaCrimeStoppers.com. It is Super Bowl weekend. The Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking on each other in Tampa. First time that a participant in the Super Bowl is also playing in their home stadium. But there will not be any cannon fire because they don't want to give the Bucs any kind of advantage that they say. But through the cannon fire, I think they should fire the cannon when anybody scores. The Chiefs or the Bucs. It's going to be a muted Super Bowl this year, only 20,000 people being allowed in. But one of the cool things that they did is every city that has a football team, all 32 markets for football, received tickets to the Super Bowl to be distributed to frontline healthcare workers. Every market in the United States that has a football team, Buffalo, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Atlanta, New Orleans, Dallas, Houston, the Nashville area for the Tennessee Titans, Minneapolis, Green Bay, any place that has a football team, Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Raiders, anybody that has a football team in the NFL, their city got tickets that were distributed to frontline healthcare workers. I think that was a very, very good move by the NFL. If you're going to have a limited audience, allow some of the audience to be people who need a break. And frontline healthcare workers with this pandemic, some of them need a break. I have friends that are in the healthcare industry. I have one friend of mine that works 5 days a week, 12, 14-hour shifts, trying to keep up with COVID in the area they're in. They're in California, so you know how California's, locked down and COVID's exploding even during the lockdown. But it's a very good move by the NFL. I think it was very genuine and very, very smart on the NFL's part. I don't think they did it as a PR move, although it's great PR. I think they literally thought, this is, we're going to have limited people there anyway. A lot of people aren't going to come because of COVID. Let's give some of the tickets away. And that's unheard of in this day and age, giving tickets away, especially to the game like this. Now, the first Super Bowl that had the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs, was that right? Yeah, Green Bay Packers, Kansas City Chiefs in 1967, 55 years ago. They gave tickets away to that game too. Yeah, that's right. The first Super Bowl, we think about how much pageantry and all the Super Bowl has, Super Bowl 55. The first Super Bowl, they gave tickets away. Yep. They wanted to make sure it was a sellout, so they gave tickets away. I think back then the top price paid for a Super Bowl ticket back then was $25, $35, something like that. I'll pull the ticket price up and see exactly what it was. But it was very affordable. Now in the secondary market, Super Bowl tickets for this Super Bowl are going for $6,000, $6,100, and that's the nosebleed seats. The good seats down at the 50-yard line and everything, if you can find them on the secondary market, are selling for upwards of $20,000. So the fact that the NFL gave healthcare workers in all 32 markets of the NFL tickets to the game, I think, is fantastic and a great move by the NFL to do that, because they didn't have to. But frontline workers have been sacrificing a lot for us during this pandemic. I mean, just think about all the frontline workers here in Ocala. People that go and deal with people who have COVID on a daily basis. Think about all the nurses and the nurse practitioners all that are giving shots out, that are vaccinating people. They don't know whether somebody's got COVID or, they're testing people. What about if they're testing somebody that's got COVID? They're right there on the front lines. And so for the NFL to hand them free tickets, I wish more sports leagues would do something like that. And I know they're doing it out of necessity because they want people there. They want it to look like people are there and everything. But I just still think it was a great move by the NFL. And nobody asked them to do it. They just Roger Goodell and the NFL said, this is what we're going to do. And every market is involved. That's what I think is great about it. It's not just the markets that are involved in the Super Bowl. It's every market in the NFL got tickets to send frontline healthcare workers to see this game. The weather's supposed to clear up. The weather's supposed to be a little nasty starting tomorrow afternoon into Sunday morning, but by game time, the weather, if the weathermen and weather women are correct, it should clear up right about, a few hours before game time and be in good weather for the game. I know a lot of Green Bay fans, last year the Super Bowl was played in the last week of February. This week in February was when the the NFC Championship games were played. And I bet a lot of Green Bay fans, especially one of my buddies that's a Green Bay fan, he said it yesterday, I wish that we had the same schedule as last year, because in Green Bay on Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, supposed to hovering around 0 in Green Bay. When Green Bay played Tampa, Tampa beat Green Bay to win its way into the Super Bowl. The temperature in Green Bay that day at kickoff was 29 degrees, almost like a spring day in Green Bay at 29 degrees. Coming up next, Matt Hartwig from USAA. He joins us to talk about protecting your valuables. We'll talk to him next on Ocala Talks on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. This season, get medieval on peanut white mold with the powerful protection of the all-new Excalia fungicide from Valent USA. With superior stay-in power, Excalia keeps...
These were things she has said in the past.
And if this Congress is to tolerate members that condone riots that have hurt American people, attacked police officers, occupied federal property, burned businesses and cities, but yet wants to condemn me and crucify me in the public square for words that I said and I regret, then I think we're in a real big problem.
The chamber's vote was 230 to 199. Snowy conditions caused a section of Interstate 80 to be closed Thursday afternoon in central Iowa after a massive crash involving 40 vehicles. Iowa authorities closed the eastbound lanes of the interstate west of Newton. Transportation Department spokeswoman Andrea Henry said several serious injuries have been reported in the crash, but no deaths. This is USA Radio News.
Rockstar Radio. Did you know this network is looking for their next rockstar broadcaster? That's right, we are. And it could be you. It could be you interviewing the guests, talking to the newsmakers right in the middle of everything. Have you ever dreamed of being a rockstar show host? Now could be your chance. Together with this station, we'll help you with everything you need. The studios, the equipment, your own producer, a co-host if you'd like, and so much more. Broadcasting is changing. There's never been a need for fresh voices and unique opinions like there is right now. You can do this. Our professional team will guide you every step of the way. Sound effects, show content, building your social network media, and everything you need to be the next rockstar broadcaster. Get all the details. Email bill@rockstar.today. That's bill@rockstar.today. To get started with your own show, email bill@rockstar.today. That's bill@rockstar.today. Don't wait. You could be the next voice for America. Email bill@rockstar.today.
We face choices every day. Some are unimportant, some are life-changing. What about the choices you make every day?